that being hydrogen and oxygen.
Alright.
So, here we go.
And these are some random bystanders here. Someone didn't want to be on camera, but they're all going to be on camera now.
You're all busted.
You too. Yep.
When ExxonMobil comes to kill you, you're all dead.
Yes.
Maybe put that light in here. I want to make sure I don't get the, okay, I don't want to get the leads.
We're just going to go ahead and cut to a different scene in a few minutes.
Are you filming now?
Yep.
Okay. We're connecting the positive terminal, the positive wire, and the same with the negative. You notice these are just the test leads for the DMM to measure voltage. I'm mashing these in here. Okay, so as of right now, we do not have a voltage until we hit this, and just to prove that this does have water in it, let's film this. You can notice there's absolutely no movement in the water. The water is very still and murky and not really doing a whole lot.
Until we shake it a bit.
Until we shake it a bit. There's really nothing going on, and now I'm going to energize it.
Just turning that bitch on.
Okay, now you see we've got our LEDs on, and if you look at our multimeter down here, we have a voltage. And I'm going to crank this all the way up until we can actually get a negative charge out of the water. But if you want to go ahead and look right here, you'll notice we already have movement. We already have flow going. You can see it moving from one to the other, and it's already starting to bubble. So after a couple of minutes, this will start. You can already start seeing some bubbles right there on the steel pipe. But after a few minutes, we'll already be creating hydrogen and oxygen, which we'll put saran wrap on there, let it run for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. We'll add a match onto the saran wrap to prove that it is combustible. Alrighty, see you in a few. Alright, I thought it was worth mentioning that it's only been 30 seconds since we've turned this on, and already we have a lot of electrolysis action. You know, we've got a lot of bubbles that are forming. You know, I know we weren't going to come back to this until about 5 minutes later, but I just thought it should be noted that this reaction starts very, very quickly. And you can already see, yes, we're looking through saran wrap, but you can already see that, you know, the water is very cloudy and thus, you know, filled with hydrogen and oxygen as it's boiling to the top. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Alright, so here we are back a few minutes later. I wanted to take note, like we had did previously before we set off the top, to prove that it does in fact have hydrogen and oxygen gas. After a few minutes, you'll notice that this sucker will start pulsating like this, and the only theoretical thing I could possibly think about is that this is the water in fact becoming charged, and so it's going back and forth between a resistor and almost like a short circuit. And so basically when it's pulsating like this, if you stick your ear next to the actual cell itself, you can hear that basically when this phenomena is happening, it's generating a lot more actual hydrogen and oxygen in there, and the reaction actually almost goes twice as fast. So,
well, Chris, let's see if we can just stick the camera on and pick up some of the vibration you were speaking of.
alright.
There's this person that didn't want to be photographed again. How are you? Maybe. Might be able to pick something
Alright,
up
and
there.
then interesting enough, we've used this particular cell a couple times for experimentation. The brownness that you're actually seeing is the rust off of the steel pipe. And once the water, as I like to refer as the Joe cell did, is seated, it'll actually turn that turquoise color because of the reaction with the copper pipe. So that brown stuff right there is actually, like I said, the rust coming off of the steel pipe. Alright, we'll catch you in a few when we decide to light this sucker off.
Talk about the condensation too, about the pressure.
Oh, as far as on the saran wrap? Yeah. Basically, the only thing I can think about of the condensation is that it is in fact evaporating the water into hydrogen and oxygen, and since the saran wrap's there, it's basically sticking to it, and you're basically almost having kind of like a terrarium type effect, which is why it gets all foggy in there. But I mean, that's definitely letting you know that the reaction is in fact working, and all you really need to do is the basic 5th grade science burning splint experiment to prove that it is in fact hydrogen and oxygen. Alright, here we are again. We've realized that light has been a little bit low quality, so we wanted to kind of get some more ambient light. It's pretty late tonight, but Just wanted to give an update that it's still charging up. Everything's still going very well.
I'm on TV.
I'm on TV, Mom. Hurt. So we're going to take this light right here. I'm going to show you that, in fact, we've got a huge reaction going on. You can see there is the steel pipe that I'm shining the light on. And you can see all the bubbles around it. You see that light blue coming from the copper pipe, and then again the brownish rust coming from the steel pipe right there. There, of course, is the copper tubing right there. And so in just a few minutes here, we've actually got a lot of tension on this saran wrap, so we know pressure has been built up quite a bit. We're going to light this sucker off and prove once again that it is actually possible to obtain hydrogen and oxygen from about 12 volts DC, which is, you know, as we all know, what an alternator produces from a car. So you could actually pipe this into a car, a lawnmower, or even a home generator if you decided you wanted to take yourself off the grid. And of course, then you would have to dodge people trying to kill you from the oil companies. But that is another story, and that all entails the Second Amendment, which we will discuss at a further date. Ooh, look at that one bubble right there. That's a good one right there. Alright, we'll see you when we're ready to light it off.
No, this one again.
Alright, here we are back. We're ready to show all you users at home how kick-ass this shit can be, and possibly how we can save ourselves and the planet from fucking global warming and what have you. And I just cursed a whole bunch, but
Whatever.
you can kiss my ass because we're doing something totally different here. Alright, someone grab a match and let's do the burning splint test on this. I set them on the balcony up there.
Sit over here.
Oh, are they here?
No,
Oh, the camera? Alright, it's on, so just passing it to you. You need a lighter for that, don't you? Oh, you got it. Shit, let me fucking...
Some good Opeth as a soundtrack to our little experimentation here.
Ready? Yep. It's the
Not
last
quite.
one too, isn't it? Yeah. Screw it up. You're ready. Oh, yeah, just leave the power supply on too. So. Focus.
Yep.
There you go. And that is why it works. That was a hydrogen and oxygen explosive reaction. That was probably one of the better ones we've had yet. And that just proves our point that it's totally possible from 12 volts DC. See you next time, bitch.